Hi there, this video is to help you know how to do this worksheet. Specifically, what we're looking at is we're going to do this number 1 problem right here. These top problems are for anyone who wants to retake the stoich test, and this question right here is for everyone to do. So this is where we're working with solutions. So I've copied this problem number 1 that you see right here into this spot here. So this is a how to get you started kind of problem. So taking a look at this, I first need a balanced equation. I'm going to assume that we all know how to balance equations, so I'm going to do this real quick. There we go. Okay, so taking a look at the problem, I like to first put in what numbers I've got. It says in here, what is the theoretical mass of AU, that's gold. So I want to know how many grams of this I have. When you add, it tells me 233.4 milliliters of this at 1.25 molar, that's what that big M is. And you're also mixing in it 87 grams of this stuff, 87.02. That's a 7. It's awful. Okay. So I can see here that I'm trying to find grams of silver. So question mark, grams of gold, gold, are in, and at this point I've got 2 numbers. So really I've got 2 problems that I've got to do. I'll start with the first one, this 87.02 grams of Fe. That's my first problem. So that's just normal stoich. That's just going from grams to grams on the mole map, things we've done before. What's new is this AU stuff. Like, what number do I put down here? Do I put that 233? Do I put that 1.25? What would I do? What I do know is that on the mole map, if I think about the mole map, there is no milliliters on the mole map, and there's no molarity box on the mole map. There's no store titled molarity or no store titled milliliters. So I'm going to do a little side equation. That's how I like to do these problems. I'm going to do a little side equation. I know molarity is equal to moles divided by liters. And if you miss that part, this is what molarity is defined as. Molarity, which is this number right here, is defined as how many moles in how many liters. Specifically, it's moles in 1 liter. However, in this case, I don't have 1 liter, so I've got to do a little bit of math. So I know my molarity is 1.25, that's what they told me, and that's equal to how many moles, I don't know that, so I'm going to call that X, in how many liters. My liters number comes with my milliliters. I know there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter, so I can do a conversion factor, or what I like to do is take the decimal point and move it 1, 2, 3. If you move it 3 to the left, you've just divided by 1,000, and that's how I get 0.23340 liters. At this point, I'm trying to solve for X. I'm trying to find moles, because moles is on the mole map, and once I know moles, I can go to grams, which is totally what I want to do with the silver down here. So, I'm going to cross multiply, and I'll find that X equals 0.29175 moles. That's the number I'm going to put right down here. 0.29175 moles. That's how many moles of this stuff I have in that solution. AuNO3, 3. There we are. At this point, I have 2 equations, and it's straight up just stoich stuff. It's nothing else fancier than that. So I'm going to give you a chance to just do all that stoich stuff that you could want to do. And if you need help on doing the stoich stuff, I'm going to do that really fast here next. But if you don't need help on that, maybe you just want to scan for it on this video and not have to watch it. Alrighty, here we go. I have grams of Fe. I'm going to have to do this fast based on my time frame, on how many minutes I get to record. I have grams of Fe on top, so I'm going to put grams of Fe on the bottom. That way they both cancel. In the first step, I'm going grams to moles, and it's going from grams to moles of the same color, the same side there. So it's really moles of Fe on top. If you look on the mole map, you'll see that 1 mole equals so many grams. This grams number comes from the periodic table. 55.845 is the grams of Fe. Now I've got to get out of moles of Fe, so I'll put moles of Fe on the bottom. That way they cancel. I got to go into something else. I got to go into moles. This is the mole to mole ratio here next. And I'm going into moles of what I care about, in this case AU, or gold. Last fraction, I got to get out of moles of AU. I know that, I got to put that on the bottom. Oh, nuts! I forgot to put numbers here. Numbers here, I'm going from moles to moles. That's the mole ratio. The mole ratio is why we do this whole balanced equation. So I see there's a 3 by the Fe, 3. There's a 2 by the AU, 2. Okay, now I can go back to my last step. I got getting out of moles of AU, put those on bottom, and I'm trying to go this whole time into grams of AU. That's my last step, grams of AU. At this point, I look at the mole map, and when I see you're going from moles to grams, there's a 1 mole equals so many grams. Molar mass is defined as the mass in 1 mole of a substance. So I look for grams on the periodic table. 196.97 is how many grams of gold. At this point, I'm just going to use my calculator. I got 204.62 grams. Okay, now I can do the bottom problem. I really don't know if that's the right answer or not, because I have to do the bottom problem too. I have to decide who's the limiting reactant. So right now I'm in moles of that AuNO3, so I'm going to put moles of AuNO3, 3 on the bottom. That way it'll cancel. And if I'm in moles, I can go to moles of the next substance. Once again, moles of Au, which is what I care about. If I'm going from moles to moles, that's a mole ratio. That's when I've got to look at the balance equation. There's a 2 by that AuNO3s, and there's a 2 by the Au. Perfect. I got to get out of moles of Au, so I got to put on the bottom. That way they'll cancel. And I've got to get into grams of Au, which is the whole thing I'm working on, grams of Au. Once again, this is molar mass. Molar mass is defined as, in 1 mole, how many grams do you have of this stuff? Au on the periodic table is 196.97. And Au is what I want to get to for grams. So I'm just going to do my math. And my calculator spit out 58.53. All right. I've got 2 numbers, this number and this number. They're both grams of Au. Now, I'm not going to make 204 grams of Au because I can only make 58.53 grams of Au. That's my smaller number. This is how much I can make. After I make that, I'm going to run out of this stuff. This is why this is called my limiting reactant. So I make 58.53. I hope that helped.